Hey guys, welcome to Coffee Combos. Lindsie, I'm so sorry to disappoint. I'm not singing the intro today.
You cannot post something on Instagram and then give people expectation that we are not going to provide.
I would have loved to sing the intro today, but it's literally been a shit show of a morning for me. Like, I'm surprised I still have any hair left at this moment.
Would you like to walk us through your few short hours this morning?
Yes, and I'm sure my dogs are going to bark, and that's them chiming into the chaotic morning.
Lovely.
So when I have all the kids every other week, I have Lux almost all the time. So when I have all the kids every other week and not just Lux, I wake up at 6, I take my dogs out, and, well, I wake the boys up, let the dogs out, do all of that stuff. All the stuff at home went smoothly, got the kids to school on time. I have my painter coming today to paint 2 of the final rooms that I need to actually have repainted in the house. So I had to go to Sherwin-Williams. Well, I've been driving on a leaking tire for about 5 days now. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, 5 days now. And so what I've been doing is just every morning I go get air in my tire and then I put it in again sometimes in the afternoon. And so I had to order new tires on Saturday and I scheduled it for this morning at 10, not realizing. So long story short, been driving on a flat tire, a leaking tire for 5 days, scheduled my tires to be changed today, same time I'm supposed to podcast, which I completely forgot about. Then my hairstylist texted me and said she had a last minute opening at 12:30 and I'm going to the reunion on Friday. So obviously wanted to get into my hair appointment. And I completely forgot about a call I had scheduled with my attorney at 11. So, and then my tire place just now is calling me saying that they cannot find my wheel lock. So they're going to have to put silver lug nuts on my tires if I want new tires today.
Wow. So, that's a good morning.
And my painter's not here. He should have been here already, which I'm annoyed because I rushed around to make sure that I got the paint at Sherwin-Williams this morning after I dropped the boys off at school so that I can make sure that I was here early so that when he got here on time, he could start right away since he's going on vacation this weekend. So I'm just overwhelmed and annoyed. And how was your morning?
Well, my morning was pretty good. I woke up let me backtrack. So last night, Jackson never wakes up in the middle of the night. I don't know if your kids do or not, but he never does. And he randomly woke up last night and came walking into my room, like in his little pair of underwear. It was so precious. And he was like, "Mommy, I just need you." And I'm thinking, like, did you have a bad dream? Like, what's going on? So I try to like reason with him. And you know, like a kid, when they wake up in the middle of the night, their brain's like foggy. So He's like, "No, I didn't have a bad dream. I'm just telling you I need you." So I went into his room and then I ended up falling asleep with him. So I woke up in his little bed this morning. So I think I still have a crick in my neck and I'm going to survive. And everything's fine. But I did get to go to the gym. So that's nice. I feel like when I go to the gym in the morning, it's all the older people that are working out. And it's just a really nice vibe, to be honest.
I feel like when you go to the gym and it's older people, like they're actually going there to work out. Like sometimes when I would go to the gym, which has been a long time, you go at like after 5 o'clock and you see a lot of people like on their phones or like just like kind of standing around or like people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're acting like they're doing something and taking selfies in the mirror. Like I really like the old people vibe too. I think that's probably the best.
Yeah. I mean, they're not on their phones. Like they're just actually there to work out. Some of them, I will say, I think they're there for like the social aspect of it, of like being able to pass somebody and be like, "Hey," but, but yeah, it's a good vibe. So I was able to do that. And I swear, I feel like every week we've been having play dates at Chick-fil-A with different people. So Jackson has a play date after school and it's his last day of basketball today. So I feel like everything is coming together very nicely and we are transitioning like into the holiday time and it just feels good.
That's good. Did you decorate for Halloween?
Yeah, girl. Did you not?
I don't do holidays.
Kail, we're gonna fix you.
Did I tell you about Candytopia?
No, you didn't tell me about it.
Okay, so every other Sunday, before I take the kids to their dads, my friend Shanika and I she has 2 daughters. We take our kids to go do something like Sunday Funday, whatever. And this past Sunday we went, well, I guess it was the last time. Yeah. We went to, and we didn't have time to talk about it on the podcast. We went to Candytopia, and it's like this like cute little like walk-through museum type deal. And the rooms have like interactive stuff and like, I guess like art pieces made out of candy.
It's so cool. I saw all the pictures and the videos and stuff. I was like, that's so cool.
It was really cool. I'm thinking about starting a blog about it after I did this, because I realized that after we finished, we drove all the way to Philadelphia, right, for this, and we surprised the kids. They didn't know where we were going, and it was so cool. However, that being said, that we got all the kids together and like drove a little while and then got there, it was only an hour long, and there's no bathroom. So if you have like little ones, obviously mine are different ages, probably are going to have to use the bathroom in the time that you're in there. And so I do wonder if the other Candytopias are a little bit longer, and if are they exactly the same? Are they a little bit different? And do they have bathrooms, you know? So I thought maybe I should start a blog on my website and do like reviews on all the places that we take our kids to Sunday Funday, because I feel like had I known that it was only an hour long, I would have planned other things to do in the city. Right. And I thought it was going to be like, there's an adventure aquarium is there. It's like right on the border of Philly and New Jersey. It's actually where Javi and I got married. It's a huge, not museum. It's a huge aquarium. And I guess because it is bigger, there's like a cafeteria, and you can make a day of it. So like you could see maybe one half of it, do lunch, and then see the other half of it. So I guess I kind of thought that Candytopia would have, I didn't know what my expectations were. I guess I thought that we would have done lunch there. But it wasn't like that. So I think just for like the simple fact of like having someone have reviewed and let me know what to expect, because I would have planned something else to also do in New York, in Philadelphia.
Well, I feel like that's a relatable mom topic, and I kind of fall in the middle of things. Like, do you like timed events or not timed events? Like, for example, when I take Jackson to Sky Zone, I love that his pass is for like 2 hours, because I know once his pass is up, it's not an argument. It's just like, we're going home because your pass is no longer valid.
No, I love that. So it's nice because like at a zoo, you can kind of plan your day however you want. So like certain things, I like that they're not timed, but Sky Zone being timed, I love that. I just wish that I had known that Candytopia was like 1 hour. And I guess I should have thought about that when my friend Shanika had actually got the tickets for us. So, I guess I never put 2 and 2 together that our time slot was for 11:15. So I should have assumed, well, if there's a time slot, then it would probably end at a certain time. So that was my own fault. But also maybe something that another parent might not think of when they do it. So, what about like the zoo? Do you plan, okay, we're going to go to the zoo for like from like 12 to 2? Or do you kind of, is something like that you kind of play by ear?
So, okay, like, for example, when I went to Disney, I know that we're going to be there all day. So we try to plan out where we're going, like throughout the day, so that we know, okay, like we're going to do this, and then we're going to go and do this at this time. But I feel like Disney is kind of not really like a good one to base something off of, because if you're going to Disney, most people do stay all day. But like the zoo, I don't know. Like, we've only been to the zoo one time, and Jackson hates reptiles. So we went through that like really, really fast. And like, I don't like reptiles either. So that was good. But I also am like really weird about smells, and stuff like that will make me sick. So I'm not really like a zoo goer.
Yeah, I don't typically go to a zoo just because I think it's kind of sad. But I did take Lux to the zoo for Father's Day. It was on Father's Day that we went. And it was one of those things where I think I was almost over it more than Lux was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I love animals, don't get me wrong, but just seeing them like in cages, like I would be more interested in going on like a safari, seeing them in the wild than going to the zoo and seeing them in cages. Like I'm just really weird about that.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. 100%.
I just don't feel like they should really like necessarily be an attraction, I guess. But
I always wondered what they do with them in the winter, like the exotic animals that would normally live in like the fucking desert where it's 100 degrees all year round. Like when you're in Philly where it gets to, I don't know, 10 fucking degrees in the wintertime, like where are you putting those animals? Do you ship them back to where they came from or what?
No, definitely not.
No, they don't. No. So that's not really cool.
All right, Kail, I have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you already purchased all of your bedding for your new house, and did you use Brooklinen?
Yes. So Brooklinen sheets are super high quality for such an affordable price. And did you know that most bedding is marked up as much as 300%? It's crazy. So I definitely used Brooklinen for my entire house, the guest room, my room, and all the kids' beds.
All of the above. The sheets not only feel great, but they also look so amazing. Their mission is to make you feel comfortable, and I've been loving them this fall. It's literally been so hard to get out of bed, and I sleep so well.
I know. They have so many different colors and patterns that I've been able to fit them all perfectly into my house, and I'm obsessed. Literally luxury sheets, towels, and bedding. You don't want to not get them.
I've been so obsessed with my Brooklinen sheets. They're literally so comfortable, and their towels have turned my bathroom into a spa.
I couldn't recommend them more to my friends and family. Brooklinen is giving an exclusive offer for our listeners.
Get 10% off and free shipping when you use our promo code COFFEE at brooklinen.com.
Again, that's BROOKLINEN.com with promo code COFFEE for 10% off and free shipping for literally the best sheets, comforters, towels ever. They even come with a lifetime guarantee. There are a couple things I wanted to talk to you about. We got a lot of feedback about the Lisa Frank thing that we talked about last podcast episode.
Yeah.
And then the second thing was...
Okay, we'll do the first one.
Okay. The first one, Lisa Frank, I think a lot of people were saying that she wasn't, I guess, what was her name? Amina was not ripped off. It was Lisa Frank's idea. It was that was the inspiration behind her apartment. And that's really all the feedback that I saw. I think everyone kind of sided with Lisa Frank on this one and like that whole team. The only thing I guess that people obviously didn't like was that she couldn't live in her own apartment. Obviously she got evicted. So that sucks.
Well, let me just interject right there because I did a little bit of searching because I got some messages too. And people were saying that the Lisa Frank is not an entire hotel. It's just like one room. So it's like a loft. And now it makes more sense as to why they would have gone after this individual girl because hers is also like an apartment or a loft, whatever.
Wait, so but I read something that said that the Lisa Frank hotel sold out in 2 hours on a Friday. So what do you mean it's not a whole hotel?
Yeah, it's just like one loft.
Like one room?
Yeah.
Like a little apartment that they're renting out.
Yeah.
I'm confused. What is the purpose of that?
I guess it's just like if I was Lisa Frank, I wouldn't invest in like an entire hotel dedicated to themed Lisa Frank. That's just me. That would be extremely expensive. So I was like, as many folders as Lisa Frank or Trapper Keepers that she could sell, I don't know that it is that profitable to be able to be getting into real estate like that.
I don't know. I think I would do the opposite. I think I would definitely invest in like one Lisa Frank hotel and have it be like a boutique hotel type deal. And people would come stay at it. And I'm sure that, they could do photo shoots and it's kind of like the Pink Mansion or whatever. Like you can book photo shoots in it and stuff like that. So like, I think I would do that.
Well, I'm just saying it's just a loft and now it makes more sense. Like it's a one-off little place.
But so why would somebody get evicted for that? Why would someone else completely unrelated get evicted for that?
Because they copied. Like, I feel like it's very logical. But then again, you and I don't agree, you know? So then there's that.
All right, guys. As you know, I'm a huge supporter of CBD, and I've recently found another CBD product that I'm obsessed with, and it's called Hemp Fusion, and you definitely want to try this.
Yes, they make high-quality CBD products, and unlike other CBD brands who just offer CBD, Hemp Fusion also has omegas to help you feel 100%. The ingredients help balance your body and keep you feeling good. This will also help you with stress, sleep, and energy.
If you want to try Hemp Fusion, please use our code COFFEECOMBOS for 20% off your first order, plus free shipping at hempfusion.com. That's HEMPFUSION.com for 20% off.
They ship anywhere in the U.S. Promo code COFFEECOMBOS. In other news, did you know that I saw this one article that it really caught my eye? I was just sitting in carpool, actually, whenever I saw it.
It's not carpool, Lindsie. I just want to clarify. It's the car drop-off line or pickup line. Somebody wrote it in the other day. It was like...
Actually, people have written into me too. And people in the South call it carpool.
They said I think it was a tweet. They were like, I thought we established 50 episodes ago. It is the car drop-off line, not carpool. And I was like, I'm going to tell Lindsie.
Well, I also received messages probably from Southerners that were like, you're right, it is carpool. So
whatever.
You know, you Northern folks need to get with it. But anyhow, I saw this article whenever I was sitting in the drop-off line, pickup line, and it says new bill would hit parents with $1,000 fine for smoking with children in the car. And good. I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't care if you agree with me or not, but I am so for this.
Oh, 100%. You shouldn't be smoking with your kids in the car. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you smoke. It's not my business and it's not my place to judge you. But when you're smoking in a car with kids, that's a huge problem for me. My mom used to do it all the time and I would get so pissed off and just want to throw up. And then I would put my window down to get fresh air and my mom would be like, you're being dramatic, and by putting your window down, you're making this smoke come across you and go out your window, so you're actually making it worse for yourself, when really I was just trying to breathe.
Well, really, you should have a right, as a human being, to not be subjected to that if you don't want to, whether you're a minor or not. And I feel like the law should advocate for children who can't make decisions for things that are negatively impacting their health. And it says... Yeah. It was thought for years that secondhand smoke offered little in the way of negatives to those around the smoker. Since then, the Centers for Disease Control Prevention has stated that roughly 2.5 million people have died as a result of secondhand smoke inhalation since 1964 in the United States alone. Lung cancer is typically the first thing that comes to mind when one thinks of tobacco-related sickness. Though it is a prime example of negative side effect of smoking, secondhand smoke causes a whole slew of other negative illnesses and consequences, which could be wheezing, coughing, and even asthma attacks. And it can also cause infections of the inner ear and also increase the frequency of sickness in children. So I am 100% for this.
I'm for it. I'm with you. I like that.
It says if legislation passes, violators would be fined $1,000 for the first two occurrences, and if they're caught a third time, the fine would be $10,000. The penalties are stiff, though bill sponsor Senator Jim Merritt has noted that it will be exceedingly difficult to enforce the law.
I do see that happen. I do see it being very hard to enforce, but I think just the idea that they're trying to do something makes me feel better for the kids that are subjected to it all the time.
It's kind of like texting and driving. You know what I mean? Some people are going to follow it and some people aren't, but some people, it's awareness, hey, this is against the law for you to be doing this.
Right. Exactly.
So
I'm with you on that.
Technically, if you're caught, you're busted. Kail, did you know 9 out of 10 people don't eat enough fruits and veggies?
I'm not surprised.
I recently found this company, Your Super, who helps make sure you get enough of them in your diet. Your Super is on a mission to improve people's health with the power of super plants. They make it super easy for you to get all the nutrients your body needs to thrive.
That's insane. I also heard that Your Super's functional superfood and plant protein mixes are made from naturally dried organic whole foods / superfoods and nothing else. And with Your Super's 100% transparent supply chain, you know you're getting the cleanest superfood mixes on the market.
Since the weather has been getting more cold, everyone seems to be getting sick around me. So I've been using their mixes to help keep my immune system strong. I think it's the Super Green Mix. I just feel better, and it's also an easy way to get a serving of greens in.
Same. I also love the Power Matcha Mix, which has kept me alert all day without a sugar crash or caffeine jitters. It's been super helpful with me decorating my new house, and you know how hard it is with boys, and I have 3 of them. So it's been really good for that too.
Get the cleanest superfood and plant protein mixes at yoursuper.com. That's YOUR super.com.
Get 15% off your order when you use code COFFEE at checkout. Just go to yoursuper.com and get 15% off with promo code COFFEE. So I have other things on my list that I want to talk to you about, and one of them is Kylie Jenner.
What? What is it?
Did you watch, we've talked about this before, like in episodes a long time ago. I hate that I love the Kardashians. Like, I hate that I love them.
I love that I love the Kardashians.
Yeah, we've talked about it. So I don't know why this came up or I think my friend told me to watch it. Kylie Jenner's Kylie Cosmetic Office Tours on YouTube. It's like 16 minutes long. I am absolutely the fuck obsessed with her Kylie Cosmetic office. And I do not care about how she's saying rise and shine. I don't care about that. I'm obsessed with her offices, and I want pothead offices to be just like that one day.
Oh my gosh. First of all,
you need to see it.
No, I watched the tour on YouTube.
You did?
Yes. And I thought Stormi was like the star.
I aspire to be as business savvy as Kylie Jenner, and truthfully want to pick Kim. I want to pick Kris Jenner's brain. I need to know all the answers. I need to turn my sons, because she has 5 daughters, right? So like, I have sons, and I'll continue to have sons. That's not a problem. But I want to pick her brain so that I can turn my sons into the empire, the business moguls of the next generation.
Literally, she's done so many things right, and I'm just so proud of the Kardashians and everything that they do. And I love that I love them. That's
cool. That's cool. I'm glad that you're proud of yourself for that. I hate that I love them, but I do.
Yeah. I mean, who is your favorite Kardashian? Have we talked about this before?
I don't know. I think I love Khloe, but I also really love Kylie. And I know Kylie's not a Kardashian. She's a Jenner. I think that from just people that I know who know them, I've been told that Khloe is the nicest one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anybody that knows them, but what I will say is that I think from
Kourtney is your favorite.
From the show, just watching the show, I think I relate most to Kourtney and a little Kim. However, I feel like my personality based off of the show is definitely like Kourtney.
Oh, for sure. Oh, 100%. 100%. And I'm not surprised that you picked her.
But I mean, could we imagine, like, just for a second, putting me in the situation that Kourtney's in with Scott?
No. Then you would never go on vacation with Scott and Sophia Richie. Like, that's not happening.
Like, what?
First of all, isn't Sophia Richie like half of Scott's age?
First of all, that whole plan is canceled because that is a scam. That is one thing I will say. Because, one, these men out here are just nasty. I mean,
what does that even mean?
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, like, I feel like there should be a rule. If you guys didn't watch the same cartoons, you should not be allowed to date. Because at that point, you don't really have anything in common. Like, your childhoods would have been completely, I'm not talking about different in the aspect of, like, everybody has a different childhood, but I'm talking about, like, you and I had different upbringings, but we can still talk about the same cartoons, like, still talk about the same things that were, like, popular when we were growing up. Like,
right.
They don't have that. Like, what are
like,
they
what
talking
do they
about?
have in common? Right. I see what you're saying. I mean, maybe for them, because they're in the industry and they're in such like a different, truthfully, it's like a different world. I feel like they can relate on that level. And I mean, just growing up in the spotlight. And I mean, we're not talking about reality TV, you know, popularity. We're talking about like true celebrity, California, all of that stuff. Like, maybe they relate on that level.
But, like, what are they talking about? Rolls Royce and, like, private planes? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can't relate to those types of things.
We can't. I mean,
we can't relate.
Dreams, but yeah, I can't relate. And I'm just saying, first of all, you guys need to weigh in on this, because I need to know which one of you psychos would have kids with some man and then go on family vacations with him with his new girlfriend who's half his age. Is this a thing?
Well, the half the age thing, no, for me, no. But I would go on vacation with like Joe and V. Like, that would be fine.
But I feel like the situation's different, because it's not
wait. Let me stop you right there. Before I forget this thought, can we talk about the brand that Scott Disick came up with?
Oh, yeah, that I kept sending you pictures of, being like, how did Kylie and Sophia get all of this merch from this brand Talentless? I want all of this stuff.
The fact that he named it Talentless is absolutely the fuck genius. But also want to talk about the fact that these are plain, literal sweatsuits that, like, you can get like a Gildan one from Walmart, and
it's not
Scott
the same.
Disick. No, it's not the same, because Scott Disick put his name on it, his brand on it, Talentless, and is selling them for $250 a pop. So I want to know how to get on that level. I want to be able to sell merch that has nothing on it.
I mean, I want all of that merch, or
I want the bright
that
colors.
Brand.
Yeah, same.
Remember when I sent you that picture of like Sophia Richie's like birthday, and it was like all of that stuff? It was like custom sweatsuits like made for her birthday. Yes. And I was like, I want these. Like, how did they get them from this brand or whatever? Like, obviously they're
because
like
it's Scott's.
Super famous. But then I'm like, who the hell makes this Talentless thing? So then I go on Instagram and just one click away, and I realize, oh, well, she's got all that shit because it's her boyfriend's brand. So goodbye, Lindsie.
Goodbye, Lindsie.
I canceled myself. I was like, okay, never mind. I'm not getting any of that stuff because it's $250, and I guess I'm going to Walmart.
We could go to Walmart and we can do the same thing for cheap. Like, you know how if you look in some magazines or like on Pinterest, you can like do a copycat look for cheaper, or like people go to like.
Should Kail and I start doing that?
Yes, I think we should. I really do. People will go to Pottery Barn and spend $5,000 when you can go to TJ Maxx and spend half the cost. Like, I definitely think we should start doing that.
But I feel like I'm one of those people that does that because I don't know how to bargain shop. So I think I need to up my game on bargain shopping, and we need to do Looks for Less by Kail and Lindsie.
I agree. And to be perfectly honest, you know, I don't know how to bargain shop either, but I know people who do. And I think people that they would be willing to help us with this, because truthfully, I mean, you don't really get anywhere by spending a shit ton of money anyway. So why not save money and look similar?
Should we do a YouTube on us trying to bargain shop? Because I feel like that would be more funny than anything.
I'm writing this down. You know what? I'm writing this down. YouTube bargain shopping.
To be perfectly honest, I think that would be more funny than anything that I've ever done in my life, because I really just don't know how to do it. When I go, this is me going into TJ Maxx. I'm going to try to give you guys a verbal visualization because you can't see me. But it's like I walk in the front and I see all this stuff. And immediately I start seeing like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. Like this is so many things. So then I start walking to sections and then I'm like, okay, I might not need anything in this section. And then I just keep walking up and down the aisles like 6 different times. And I'm like, wait, what was I here for again? And then I go into the women's section and I'm like, okay, cancel it because there's so many things on the rack and they have like one of each item. So nothing's going to fit. So this is way too much work. So I'm leaving. So then I go and get back in my car and then that's the end.
I mean, I will say that when things are super overwhelming, when there's just, it's a mess and there's not a lot to choose from, or there's too much to choose from, but it's all like one single item. First of all, I wear sizes that are not easy to find, or if I do find them, they're not always flattering. So I have to just like really try when I put stuff on. So clothes at TJ Maxx would be hard, but I think we could do it. I was thinking like, I go to TJ Maxx a lot for like home goods. I don't really go there for clothes, but I think if we were to go to like Target to bargain shop for clothes, that's doable because it's more organized. There's a bigger selection of sizes, stuff like that.
I feel like we have to go to Walmart though, because
we could go to, but you know what? Walmart has truly upped their game on their clothes.
I think that we need to do Walmart because I feel like that if you're going to bargain shop, I feel like that is the most affordable. And you really, if you're going to be fashion, you really have to know what you're doing to be able to pull it off. Like, I really think that.
I'm not opposed to Walmart shopping. I will wear the fuck out of some Walmart clothes. I have no shame in my game. Okay, so sometimes I wish it was socially acceptable to not wear a bra out in public all the time. Because if you're like me, they're so uncomfortable. And thankfully, ThirdLove is determined to get you a bra that you actually don't even notice.
ThirdLove makes the most comfortable bras and even uses a system to design bras with breast size and shape in mind for the perfect fit and premium feel. Go on their website now and take ThirdLove's Fit Finder quiz to see what size you really are. And since they have over 70 sizes, including half sizes, they've got the perfect size for you. I actually just went on their website this morning because Will and I are going on just like an overnight and I wanted some cute new lace bra and matching panties. And so I found some really, really cute ones, but I am a super fan of the 24/7 t-shirt bra. I really love that one.
Actually love that one too. And the 24/7 perfect fit. That one is my go-to. So I recently got another bra in the mail from ThirdLove and I can literally wear it all day without noticing it. And it's been really awesome.
Same. They also have 100% fit guarantee. So you have 60 days to wear your bra, wash it, live in it. And if you don't like it, you can return it and they'll wash it and donate it to a woman in need.
ThirdLove knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order.
Go to thirdlove.com/coffee to find the perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your purchase. That's thirdlove.com/coffee for 15% off today. I was just thinking about Walmart the other day. Remember when I sent you that article about McKids, about McDonald's having that line called McKids?
No.
Yes,
What?
I did. And I sent you that picture of all those kids dressed up like little dicks, like on that advertisement.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. It was like from like 1990, but it was at JCPenney. It wasn't at Walmart, but I thought it was at Walmart.
Were you one of the kids?
No, I wasn't one of the kids in the advertisement, but I wish I was. And I wanted this outfit from McKids that I was going to wear for school picture day. And my mom was like, your dad will never let you wear that. So I cannot buy that. And, you know, like when you're going back and forth between your parents, like sometimes one of your parents might have you on picture day and sometimes the other one might have you on picture day. So my mom bought me the McKids outfit because I pitched such a bitch about it. And she bought it and let me wear it on picture day. And when my pictures came back, I thought my dad was going to kill somebody.
Oh,
like
man.
it was so tacky, but I was so happy.
I mean, but that's what's really important here. I don't have my kids for picture day and I'm actually really upset because not because of their outfits, because I don't care about that, but I do really prefer to have them have a haircut before pictures. And the other thing is that I like to give them the full, please don't fake smile speech in the morning before pictures, you know? So,
yeah.
I don't know if their dads are going to do the same. And Isaac's fake smile is it's tragic. So,
it's a train wreck.
Yeah. Picture Day's next Friday. They have haircuts actually this Thursday. And I think that's the only time that they'll have their haircut before pictures. So, we're just going to hope for the best.
Hope for the best, expect the worst, definitely with school pictures. Can you guys please send me your kids' wacky school pictures? Because one time I asked Jackson if he could show me how he was going to smile at his school picture when he was in preschool. And it was so tragic, but it was also like very cute that I didn't correct him. And then he really smiled like that in his picture. And I was like, this picture is canceled altogether. Like when I got it back, I was like, what is this?
I have a friend that also has 3 boys. And one year, all 3 of them did something really goofy for pictures. And I think they were all in elementary school at the same time. And she posted on social media and she's like, well, not getting these printed. And I was cracking the fuck up because if it was me, I would be printing all the 3 of them and giving them to everyone for Christmas. Like, these are so fucking funny that they're going on the wall. Like, they're getting printed in canvas form and they're going on the wall. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, Kail, but you're a different kind of person because I'm thinking like school annual, right? Like the school yearbook. Somebody is going to... I'm not worried
about no goddamn yearbook.
Kail, somebody is going to see your kids looking like a spaz and they're going to put Sharpie over your kid's picture. Like, do you not feel mortified?
No, I didn't have a yearbook until I went to high school. I don't care. I did not. Oh, I'm lying. I got a yearbook in the 6th grade. But prior to that, I didn't give a shit about a yearbook. So I don't. Go ahead, put Sharpie over my kid's face. I think he'll probably end up at Duke University. Is it Duke University? And, be rich or something. So I don't care. You'll regret it. That's fine.
Goodbye. You're officially canceled because that's just not. What is it? Duke University? Like, Kail.
Is it? Away. Or the University of Duke?
I don't even know, but it's somewhere that I didn't go because I wasn't smart enough. So I'm not really concerned.
But my kid will be.
In other news, can we talk about me finding this article about a family of 7 that was discovered living in a Dutch farm cellar for years, waiting for the world to end? Did you see that?
I saw that. Yes. And one of them escaped and was talking to the bartender. He went to some bar. First of all, where did you get that money to buy the beer, sir? Because if you were in a basement for 7 years, you surely don't have any money. And then secondly, did you just decide you were sick of living in the basement and you just left? I don't get it.
So it says that on Twitter, somebody reported that they were worried about the living conditions of people who were living in an enclosed space on a farm located in this little town. And when police
it was known.
Well, somebody had it on Twitter. So I don't know if it had been known prior to that or not. But it says when police went to the home of the farm, they discovered 6 adults aged 18 to 25 inside a 58-year-old man's home who did not want to cooperate with investigation. So therefore, he was subsequently arrested. It's unclear the relationship exactly of the 58-year-old that he held with the others, but some reports describe them as quote unquote family. All scenarios are still open. Our research is in full swing and we cannot share more information at this time. It says that they believe that the family had lived there for 9 years on the farm and that the authorities found a number of improvised rooms that were where a family lived a withdrawn life. So the discovery
what does that mean, withdrawn?
Like they're not, when you withdraw from something, you're not doing the normal thing. They're not.
Okay, so if you have a child, right, and it's an infant, and then through toddlerhood and early childhood development, you don't subject them to, I guess that's a bad word for it. If you don't expose them to certain activities, reading, playing with toys, etc., their brain kind of deteriorates and they ultimately have no stimulation. So they become
withdrawn.
I don't know what okay. So can the same thing happen to an adult with a brain that's already formed then? And then like what was going on that you even wanted to or thought that the world was going to come to an end and you wanted to live in a basement for years? Like 24 hours in a day, it sounds like a long time when it's super busy, but when you're not busy, those hours and minutes go by so slowly. Like
there's
you're
no
basically
telling
you're imprisoning yourself.
There's no telling like what they're doing during the day while they're down there. You know what I mean? Like what do they have to keep them entertained during that time? But it says that the discovery was made after the 58-year-old man's possible son, who was 25 years old, walked from the farm to a pub, and he was completely confused. The owner of the pub said that he looked unkempt with long hair and said that he had told the owner he needed help, that he had never been to school.
Oh, okay. So what does the government actually do about something like that? They punish the people?
I'm not sure, because I feel like it's so strange. And for that many people, could they not just like beat up that 58-year-old man if he's
like holding them captive, basically?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know.
I thought that I read that he didn't know they were there. That's what I thought I read, but maybe I should go back and reread.
Kail, first of all, if that's that man's defense, that 58-year-old man's defense, that he didn't know that they were there, he's full of it. I'm just telling
you what I thought I read.
Who has 6 grown adults living in their basement and doesn't know that they're there?
You know what's crazy? I'm a psychopath, so I always worry about that. Like I always worry about since I moved into this house and I don't use every single part of it, is someone living in my house and I don't know.
Oh, wow. Actually,
and I have
anxiety
anxiety about finding someone living in my home. You're laughing, but I think this is like, I'm going to a therapist on Friday, so I'm going to express my concerns.
Oh my gosh. So like whenever I'll be home by myself, I'm not lying, I will turn on all the lights in my house and take my phone with like my little flashlight on it, and with all the lights on, like as if I need my flashlight. But I will walk through like every crevice of my house. Like I will open closets and everything to make sure that like nobody's there. Is that weird?
No, I don't think that's weird. I think you should do that. I started carrying mace with me, and I got a taser, which I know they're illegal, but please don't arrest me. We're not doing citizens arrest out here in Middletown, Delaware. But I have mace. I have a taser. I have a slight case of paranoia, maybe.
I don't get it. Like, I don't get why I'm so paranoid. Like, I've never been robbed. I've never been mugged. Like, maybe that's why I haven't.
I don't really have like valuables in my house. Like I don't have anything that would be worth coming in here for. I think the only thing that I could think of is like someone trying to kill me, or they want to live in a room that I don't use. And so that's why I'm like, I watch too much ID channel, you know?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what I do too. And I don't have valuables in my house either. If somebody came in here, they would be very disappointed. Like they could get some good pots and pans, but like... and maybe some good furniture, but like
they're not spending their time trying to get the furniture out. Like my furniture is too heavy, but I don't have jewelry, I don't have money, I don't have any of that stuff. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to come in my office and you're going to take a couple Pride Over Pity books and maybe a couple Coffee Combos podcast notebooks. Like, good luck with it. I hope you write a book.
I actually hope that they do, because that would be free advertising. So that would be pretty awesome.
Okay, Lindsie, have you ever wondered how all these people are like randomly going to Iceland these days, or just buying all these cute new boots for fall? I mean, either way, they either won the lottery or their credit cards are getting tapped. With LendingClub, you can consolidate your debt or pay off credit cards with just one fixed monthly payment.
Since 2007, LendingClub has helped millions of people regain control of their finances with affordable fixed-rate personal loans. No trips to the bank and no high-interest credit cards.
I think LendingClub is really cool because you can just tell them about yourself and how much you want to borrow, pick the terms that are right for you, and if you're approved, your loan automatically gets deposited into your bank account in as little as a few days.
Since 2007, LendingClub has helped millions of people regain control of their finances with affordable, fixed-rate personal loans. No trips to the bank and no high-interest credit cards.
I know a couple people have actually written into the show on Instagram and said that they have used this service and it worked wonders for them. So definitely give it a try, or at least look at their website and see what they could do for you.
I think LendingClub is really cool because you can just tell them about yourself and how much you want to borrow, pick the terms that are right for you, and if you're approved, your loan is automatically deposited into your bank account in as little as a few days. LendingClub is the #1 peer-to-peer lending platform with over $35 billion in loans issued. Go to lendingclub.com/convos, check your rate in minutes, and borrow up to $40,000. That's lendingclub.com/convos. lendingclub.com/combos. All loans made by WebBank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I want to tell you about something that I read this morning on the way home in my Uber. Because like I said, I dropped my car off for new tires and then I had to get home in order to podcast because I triple booked myself. So I want to tell you something that I read, and I'm slightly concerned, to be perfectly honest. Harvard researchers growing meat in a lab from cow and rabbit cells with gelatin.
What?
This is what they call cultured meat. They've successfully grown cow and rabbit meat from an edible gelatin base for the first time. And this is something that our Americans are working on. Like, our people of the United States of America are growing meat.
Why? Why are we doing this?
I just wanted to let you know, and I wanted to see if you would be willing to try it.
Kail, why would that even be a question? You know, I'm not an experimental type person where I'm just going to go out on the limb and be like, hey, let me try that growed meat.
Grown,
whatever. Like, no.
I just wanted to let you know that that's what we're working on. That's where, you know.
No, in fact, you can try it.
No, I'm not. I won't. I actually pulled up beside a chicken truck and I was highly disturbed, and I'm pretty sure I saw some dead chickens in there, and I'm pretty sure they're going to the chicken farms at Purdue in South Delaware. So I'm good. I think I might be a vegan from now on.
You know what? I saw an article this morning, which I've seen it before, but it's an article about this butcher. They had a picture of like pork, and it showed like cancer on it. And then
in the meat.
And then the butcher cut it off and then sold it for the part that didn't have it. And at that point, I became a vegetarian this morning.
This morning. I became a vegetarian this morning. Yeah, my mom's brother has been a vegan I don't know if it was my whole life, but since I can remember. I remember going to visit him. He's a doctor in State College, Pennsylvania. And I remember going to visit him and like sitting down at the table, and like I didn't understand it, but I just like accepted it and like moved on. I was just like, you know, what do you eat? And they were like fruits and vegetables and other things. And I was just like, okay, like I didn't understand it. And I don't think that I really understood it until recently, because I feel like it's like the trendy thing to do. I'm not saying it's not healthy or anything, but I have heard that it does help with like global warming, because you know what? Edit this fucking part out, because I sound so fucking ignorant, not knowing what the hell I'm talking about. You don't have to edit it out, but I need to learn more. My friend told me to watch What the Health on Netflix, so I might do that before I speak on veganism.
Oh, man. Well, any listeners who are vegan, please tell us the main benefits of being vegan, why you chose to be vegan, and if you miss meat, because I feel like as much as I hate meat, I love meat.
Leah sent me a picture of 3 things yesterday, and she was like, here, I found these if you're looking for a vegetarian option. And I was like, it didn't cross my mind to text her back and be like, are you a vegetarian now? Are you vegan? Like, I don't know what happened. So remind us when we see her this weekend, we need to ask her.
I'm pretty sure she's a vegetarian now.
Since when?
Since like a couple days ago. I'm pretty sure. What?
Okay.
Is something wrong with us? Like,
there's many things wrong. Which is why, like I said, I'm going to therapy. So
exactly.
I actually need to Google a lug nut because that guy said he doesn't have black lug nuts and he only has silver. But
I need to go to therapy as well. In other news, I want to talk about this story that literally made me bawl like a baby. And I don't know if I'm just being emotional or what. So sorry, guys, but I have to share. It says Tennessee teacher breaks down in tears after hungry student asks her for SpaghettiOs. A Tennessee teacher said that she was brought to tears earlier this month when one of her students so innocently talked about food and the lack of it. She's a 21-year-old student at an elementary school and said the younger student asked her when the lady that puts food in his backpack was coming. The child was inquiring about a school's guidance counselor and said that the guidance counselor would give him food and that he was out at home and needed more. She wasn't sure of the counselor's schedule at the school because it was a short week. So she set off to figure out like what the kind of food the boy liked. And he said that he liked the SpaghettiOs and held up his hand like a little circle, made a little circle with his hands. And he said, I don't have those at my house, but when I do have them, they give me a warm belly and help me sleep. So,
oh my God.
She posted a picture of a buggy of stuff, or maybe in the North, y'all call it a cart, but like a buggy of stuff. And it had like snacks and SpaghettiOs and like all kinds of things. And she said that the only intentions that she had in posting this was she wanted people to know that teachers are humans. We love your kids and we want the very best for them. Some days we get frustrated and feel overwhelmed, but today we did what was the best for a child. Will it show up on a test score? Nope. Do we care? No.
It's actually crazy that you brought that up because I have a friend that took a position at a school where her son goes, and she told me that sometimes they'll take like the leftover like packaged foods from the cafeteria and they'll send it home with the kids who they know are either malnutrition or they're very hungry and they don't have the means at home. We should try to organize a food drive for this holiday season.
I know. I would love to do that. If you guys are interested, I know that we can do like virtual ones too. Like you can do virtual fundraisers. So I don't know, like that way everybody could participate. If y'all would be interested in doing like a virtual food drive for us to be able to donate,
where could we donate the food to, I guess, is the question, because I want to make sure that, don't get me wrong, I care about adults, but I really want to make sure that the kids are eating. So how would we make sure that kids that are hungry are getting it?
I think that probably just by doing some research and finding like underprivileged areas that we can actually like physically reach.
Right. Like physically go drop off. Like I want to physically go drop off the food.
Yes. Because I love to give, but I always question whenever I give to a cause, like, okay, is it actually going to benefit a child or is it actually going to benefit like a person? Because I'm giving, a dollar amount of whatever, and you want to know, like kind of what you're giving to. So I'm with you. I want to go and like actually physically drop it off. And I know that it's going to go home to these kids. Cause you have to think like kids that don't have access to food on long breaks, like Thanksgiving and Christmas, when they're hungry, like when they're getting school lunches, they're at least counting on like that one meal a day. But when they're not in school, like on the weekends or these long holiday breaks, they might not be having access to a lot of food.
We need to make this happen. So I don't even know who the right person to talk to is. I want to make sure that we do this because I know we talked about doing it last year, but it was kind of too late before we wanted to do it, and it was too close, like it just wouldn't have worked out. But I think now, it being only October, I think that we have a little bit more than a month to start planning. I think that we could really do something.
we definitely can do something. If any of you guys have any ideas on how to set a fundraiser like this up online so that we can do virtually, so people that are listening that aren't local can participate. And then if there are local people in Kail's area or in my area that would want to participate, like in a drop off or anything like that, or have any access to know schools, you know, that have children that are underprivileged and need access to something like this, please, please, please send us either an email or write into the DM. I would say send an email because the email is going directly to the assistant now. And so we know it's going to be taken care of.
There's a better chance of seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely, I love that idea. I think that's great. Maybe I should come to Philly and do a drop off or Delaware somewhere, and you should come to Atlanta and do a drop off.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm so down for that.
In other news, I want to talk about this story that I put on my Instagram story that I said that I would talk about it. And since we're on the topic of sad, this was so sad and I'm so disturbed by this. It says 911 dispatch recordings suggest boy found dead in Berks County home was bullied and didn't want to go alone. So it says police continue to investigate the death of the 8-year-old boy and his 4-year-old sister. Recordings of 911 dispatchers are adding more mystery to the case. The tape suggests the 8-year-old boy may have been bullied and didn't want to go alone. No trespassing signs are posted on the lawn of the mother's home. There was no sign Thursday that the 36-year-old mother of the 4-year-old and the brother 8 were found hanging in their basement on September 23rd.
Oh, my God.
2 cardiac arrest, pediatric, the dispatcher said. According to the search warrants, the children were found by their mother hanging 3 feet apart on a single wire with plastic coating. Both children are hanging in the basement, one dispatcher said. The dispatcher alerts first responders to what they'll find and tells them what the mother said about the 8-year-old son. She mentioned that the 8-year-old had been bullied and that he had made threats of doing this but didn't want to go alone. And sadly, he was the aggressor. So it said that search warrants revealed investigators have taken electronic equipment from the home, including Xbox and the plastic-coated wire. And they learned that investigators learned Snyder had multiple cell phones and returned with warrants to obtain 2 of them, which Snyder is the mother. So I don't know if that's an indication that they think that she possibly had something to do with this. I do know that one listener, and I'm not going to say a name, was from that area and says that the things that are going on just being said in the area were that she did have involvement, and that not to believe everything that you read that is currently reported on the news.
She had something to do with her child's suicide?
Yes, that's what the person that wrote in. I had posted this on my story over the weekend, just saying that I was going to cover this on the podcast this week. And somebody wrote in and said that they were from the area and that the mother was a suspect.
What the fuck?
So I don't know how much truth there is to that. If anybody is listening that knows any more about this story, I tried to Google to find out more information. There's not a ton of information out there on it. Has this mother been cleared? Has she been arrested? Like, what is actually going on? Because I think that's crazy that, like, why would the mom have had multiple cell phones too?
I mean, I have multiple I have every iPhone that I've ever owned. I still have it in my house. I mean, they're all shattered. They're completely shattered, but I just don't trust giving them back to Verizon. So I have them. I mean, maybe it was like a situation like that where like she has the old iPhones, like iPhone 5, and then she has the iPhone 8. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's something like that. Cause like I said, I have up to my iPhone 5. They don't really work or anything, but I don't know.
It just made me
how you're involved in your child. I mean, I mean, and I'm not going to say it's not possible, so don't get me wrong, but like, I think in some cases, I don't think that a child that young would know how to do something like that unless they looked it up or somebody told them.
I don't know. Like, I feel like to be 8 years old, I feel like to be able to do something like that and for it to be successful to kill your sister and yourself, I feel like, I mean, I guess anything is possible, but I would just like to know like how it all, I would like more details to know like how it all played out. Like, how did he get her suspended? You know, like, I don't know. Like, I think that something's going to come out more.
About the parent. About the
yeah,
mom.
I really do.
I agree. I agree with you.
I really 100% do. I was going to cover another article, but I'm going to save it for next week because I have 2 other things that I want to talk about just really quick. I'm going to post a little recipe thing that I did with Jackson on the podcast Instagram this week. So if you want like a cute little, very easy dessert craft to make with your kids, I have like the perfect thing for you. So I'm going to post it and exactly like what ingredients that I got to do it. I think it was like 3 ingredients total. And was so easy to do. And Jackson had so much fun with it. So I know a lot of people have been asking for little things that they can do with their kids. And we've talked about cooking with our kids before in the kitchen, and people had asked, you know, like some fun things. So that's one thing. And then the second thing that I'm going to cover just really quick is that I know that we talked about that we were going to cover domestic violence stories on this episode. However, Kail and I are going to New York this weekend to record for podcast, and Kail's filming the Teen Mom reunion. So we are going to do an episode there, but we're going to be perfectly honest. We don't know exactly when it's going to air because we teamed up with Teen Mom 2 because we just felt like, I don't know, Kail, like
we needed a bigger, I think that we have the opportunity to use a bigger platform to speak about domestic violence. So we're hoping to take the opportunity to do that. And because of that, I don't know that we're going to air it this month. But just know that we are going to read some of your stories on domestic violence. We are going to talk about it. I'm going to share a story about myself. We are going to do it. Just know that it may or may not air this month.
Right. And, you know, I think that it is important that when, you know, you have large platforms that you have access to be able to use those for the greater good. And
right.
I feel like it was such a fortunate opportunity to be able to team up with Teen Mom, to be able to give you the visual side of it, and to also be able to get an hour-long episode on the podcast that I feel like is so great. So just make sure you're watching out for that. That will be a huge episode and huge awareness.
Right. I think just to note too, while we're doing it, even though the episode might not air right away, I think that we will definitely be posting a lot of behind the scenes stuff this weekend. And we can even post resources for people to reach out because it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We can put like the hotlines and stuff on our Instagram story.
For sure. And then for all of the people that have been messaging me, just the support for things going on that I'm going through in the media, I decided yesterday that I'm just not going to talk about it anymore, because when you feed negativity, you're constantly surrounded by negativity. So I just went on my social media accounts, scrubbed anything that could be negative. I don't have anything to prove to anybody other than myself and my kid and my husband. So I've just decided not to feed into that anymore. I wish everybody the best. And I think that we all need to move on with our lives in separate directions. And I pray for them, and I'm moving on from that part of my life.
Well, I'm proud of you for that, because sometimes we get sucked into feeling the need to explain ourselves, especially when we're in the public eye. And so I'm really proud of you for that. And I support you whether you talk about it or not, but I think this is a good decision for you.
And the last thing that I just wanted to say is that since we covered the topic of suicide on this episode, if your loved one is feeling distressed, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The Crisis Center provides free and confidential information support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to civilians and veterans. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255, or you can text 741-741. All right, guys, I think that's all we have time for today. We hope that you guys have a great week. We will talk to you when we get back from New York. And if you have not subscribed to us, you can do that by searching the Purple Podcast app on your iPhone. Click subscribe, click the 5th star, and leave us a written review. We hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.